Hello, good morning. Today we are going to talk about eczema, natural solutions for eczema with Dr. Tran of Revive Chiropractic. I am just going to has had years of experience with eczema with her own child and has seen some amazing results with the modalities that she uses for now both her children and her patients. Thanks so much for joining me. Good morning.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I am so excited to have you join us because we've had so many questions and posts and things about eczema. Many mamas are kind of at their wits' end with, you know, treatments not working or not knowing even where to start or finding the root cause. And so I know that you have walked this journey yourself. You know where they're at, you know how they feel
Mhm.
and you've found great success. So I'll kind of just let you share on your journey how you uncovered it, what you use, how you help your patients.
Yeah, so I'm Dr. Kim Tran. I'm a pregnancy and pediatric chiropractor, but I also do functional medicine on the side. And I got into the eczema world when our son was born. He's our third, and he was our only child out of four with eczema. And at that time, we were like, okay, what's going on? Like, how come only him and not our other three kids, right? And so I had to dig deep about what could help him. We went down the traditional route, and that only made him worse. Nothing was really helping him in that sense. Nothing we were doing was really helping. So we really had to dig deep to figure out what his triggers are, what worked with him. And we learned so much in the process. He had severe eczema for about 18 months. And then we were able to heal him after that and keep him healed, right? So he's good now, no more eczema, anything like that. But I understand that it can be so frustrating for sure because it is, it's not a one thing issue, right? I feel like a big misconception when it comes with eczema is that people think it's just surface level, right? And obviously, because like you see it, it could be bad, could be good, or just could be a little bit, and everyone's just like, okay, just topicals, 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 and just treating it from a surface level without even thinking about what is the internal trigger that could be causing the eczema, right? So eczema is just an immune system reaction. Literally, your immune system is reacting to something, and unfortunately, it is showing up on the skin. And 70 to 80% is of your immune system is in the gut. And so, if 70 to 80% of your immune system is in the gut and eczema is an immune system reaction, we need to fix probably number one, what's going on with the gut. And so, now, it's really hard because, or more babies or kids are getting more eczema just because our world is so different now. Our environment is so different now, right? And we don't prep prenatally as probably as well as we should to help with our kids in this outside world that we have now. And so everyone's microbiome is so different. How dirty we're getting is so different now. Not a lot of us are playing outside in the dirt, eating a variety of things, all these things that really helps to build microbiome. And then you think about birth too, if it was like a C-section birth, antibiotics right at birth, all these things really like mess with the baby's microbiome. So a lot of times we get like, oh my gosh, they're babies, they're children. Why is their microbiome so weak or so compromised already? And it's like, exactly, they are so little. There is no microbiome yet. Babies and
Right.
kids don't get a mature microbiome until 3 to 4 years of age. And so for the first 3 to 4 years, they are relying heavily on their environment. So what's at home, mom, dad, siblings, environment, outside. And so they're heavily affected by that. And so when we're heavily affected by that with a already compromised immune system, it's really hard when we have eczema on top of that and we give immunosuppressors to help with the eczema.
Mhm.
Right. So like I said, eczema is just an immune system reaction, and like your typical topical steroids, they're just deadening that immune response. You just put it on, you stop the immune response, and it's not teaching the body to regulate the eczema. It's not teaching the body to find the root cause of what caused that eczema trigger in the first place. It's literally just stop reacting, right? But we don't
Right.
know. We're okay with just like the stop reacting, but without figuring out what caused the skin to react in the first place. And then after a while of that, like stopping the response, it's not going to work anymore. And either you need more, or now we're getting worse, or now we're not responding to topical steroids or injections anymore. And so it's definitely a hard, frustrating game.
Yeah.
And then healing is not linear either. You're going to have these ebbs and flows. And with eczema, some days you're going to look great, and then nothing changes, and we're going to have a flare. All right. And then it takes us a little bit to get out of the flare, and then nothing changed. Right. But yet we're flaring again after we did good. And so all these little ebbs and flows, we really have to prep the body, number one. And then we need to figure out what possible triggers could still be causing that immune reaction, whether it's environmental, food, topical, something like that.
And how do you do that? Like if someone brought a child to you or even themselves to you saying, what where do we even start? I've tried all of the things that they've maybe read or looked up or whatever, and they're just not getting anywhere. So where do you start?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like by the time parents look for like the more natural methods, they've already gone down so many rabbit holes, so
Hmm.
much researching, right? Trying all the things. And I start with testing. So let's just test, see what's going on in there. So I love doing a stool test to see what's even going on in the gut. Like I said, 70-80% of the immune system is in the gut. So let's just see what's in there. What's it doing? Does it have the right microbiome? Does it have all the right foundational things to help us even heal with eczema? And then I like doing food allergy and food sensitivity testing as well, just because food allergies and food sensitivities are a huge trigger for eczema. It's not the cause of eczema, right? Because there's could be many causes, but it could be a trigger for sure. And a lot of kiddos now are more sensitive, more allergic to foods and things. And so I just test, see if something they're eating in their everyday diet is contributing to the eczema. And then we formulate a protocol and plan with the results we get from the stool testing and the food allergy, food sensitivity testing. And we can do environmental testing with that too. Like, so if it was like a pet, um, flowers, grasses, things like that, those can be tested too.
Yeah, and I think that's the one that we did. We combined the food allergy and the
Yeah.
environmental, and it was just a finger prick. It was so easy. And then obviously this stool test is a stool sample that you send in from your home, right?
Correct. Yeah. So all these can be done at home. The stool testing is for sure an at-home kit. You could just do a stool
Right.
collection at home. We mail that off, and then the food allergy and food sensitivity testing, environmental allergy, environmental sensitivities, all that is done through a finger prick. So one finger prick, and then we just collect a little tube of blood, send that off, and it'll tell us what allergies and sensitivities are. And it's always great to see both. A lot of allergists only do allergies, which is the most common way, right? But allergies, our immune system has so many different functions and different parts of the immune system. And so looking at IgEs, so immunoglobulin E's, which are food allergies, environmental allergies, it's just one pathway of your immune system. Your immune system also has IgG reactions with this, which are sensitivities. And so you always want to check for the sensitivities too, because sure, they're ever changing. If you eat a lot of something, you could build a sensitivity to it, especially if you don't have a good food rotation. Our body loves it when we have a good food rotation where we're eating different things all the time, different things every 3 days or every 4 days. And so if we constantly eat like bananas every single morning, possibility to build a sensitivity to banana. But
Right.
at least it'll tell us what our sensitivities are so we can start better rotating those foods and how our body reacts to them. And those are what we really want to see more too, because if we have a poor microbiome and if we have more propensity for like a leaky gut, then food sensitivities are going to matter more, because that means our body, instead of really absorbing that into our system and using it as nutrients, food particles are getting into the bloodstream and getting out into the body. And this is what's causing like your eczema reactions, your fatigue, headaches, brain fog, aches and pains in certain joints, poor sleep, behavior stuff. So all of it matters too with checking for IgGs.
Yes. And then the protocol, I loved that you helped so much. You post all the time like food sensitivity information, but I wasn't like, I don't want anyone to not contact you because, oh, we're going to get all this information and then my child can't eat anything. Like, you gave so much guidance on, okay, let's make it easy. Here's where you find alternatives. Just you made it so easy and not scary. And like, you talked to my son and helped him to understand. I think that's a huge piece, especially for, obviously not for babies aren't going to understand that they can't eat something, but if
Mhm.
we're further along the journey of like, a 5 to 10-year-old child, that you can say, hey, when you eat this thing, it's going to affect you this way. So if we avoid it for a while, at least, we were actually able to reintroduce. He didn't have eczema. He had some food sensitivities and other reactions and things, but
Mhm.
still the same journey of testing was so helpful and made such a difference.
Yeah,
And
I
so, yeah.
appreciate that. It's always not about eliminating things,
Hmm.
right? It's about replacing them. So if we can't do an apple, let's replace it with a peach, something
Hmm.
like that. Or it's always about food replacement and finding other nourishing things. The good thing with testing like that is like, oh my goodness, here's your safe list. Like these are
Yeah.
all okay. Let's focus a lot on these and just give these a little break.
Hmm.
And yeah, food sensitivities are not forever. You take them out for 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes 8 weeks, and you'll see a huge difference with a better rotation of food because during that time, we're also going to be healing the gut. And so we're not just food eliminating, we're also doing things in certain protocols with your GI map results, with your stool results to see what needs to be healed in the gut to help heal and seal it so that we can eat these foods again without our body thinking that it's a foreign invader. Because that's all it is. So like we have this high immune reaction, and now our body is treating food as a foreign invader and it wants to attack it versus like a regular bacteria or virus that it should be attacking instead. Now it's attacking food, fragrances, environmental factors, when it should not see a lot of those things as a threat.
Yes. And I love the results from the GI map because it really gives you the information that you need to say, okay, this is the type of probiotics, or add more greens, or whatever the case may be. And you can kind of customize supplements and a plan, like make a solid plan that is going to get results because you have exact information. I don't know of a single um, more traditional doctor that does a stool test, unfortunately, or if they do it, I've never seen them come up with a solid plan from it. So that, not to
Yeah.
say that that doesn't exist. I just personally haven't had that experience. So if you're kind of going like I did, like, what? I go to a chiropractor for that with function, but chiropractors have the option to do functional medicine test,
Mhm.
certifications, which you have done.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, they definitely can, and I definitely love doing it just because the simple stool test, you're just collecting poop and not much of it. You get to know so much, and the GI map in particular shows like what pathogens could be there, what bacterial, viral, parasitic pathogens, things actually making us sick. Helicobacter pylori, what good bacteria is there, what bad bacteria is there, any yeast, fungal issues, any other viruses, parasites, what our immune system is doing, how our body's breaking down foods and fats, any inflammation in the gut, any reaction to gluten, and what changes and other inflammation is in there. So it tells us a lot for sure, especially with the immune system. Since eczema is such an immune system reaction, let's see what the immune system is doing. Right, because if
Right.
your immune system is on high alert, then you're going to know that everything that comes in your body's going to treat it like it was a foreign invader when we're going to be on high alert, right? But if your immune system is low, then other parts, other pathways of your immune system are going to increase to make up for it. So let's say your immune system is low in the gut, well, then your body's going to increase your IgGs and your IgEs to make up for that, which is your food allergies and your food sensitivities. Your body just has different parts to the immune system and different pathways. And so if one is poorly functioning, then it's going to increase the others just to help make up for it.
So the kind of plan that you help put together is to take away the things that are causing that reaction and then support the body to heal itself in general.
Correct. Yes. We're always trying to build a solid foundation, what I call foundational health. Always just trying to build that foundational health. We always need a good foundation to build our home on so that anything that affects our home, it doesn't get knocked over so easily. So all of this is just foundational stuff. We're just trying to build a good foundation so that the body can do what it's meant to do and just heal on its own.
And then as part of your protocol, do you ever recommend any topicals as a supplemental, or I know that primarily, obviously, we've been talking about the diet and
Mhm.
supplements, but are there any topicals that you've seen actually make a difference?
Yeah, so it really, I think what parents need to see is like, what does your child's skin need in that moment, right? Because a dry skin is going to be different from an opy, weepy
Hmm.
skin, right? And it's going to be different from a dry crusty to a dry irritated to just screaming red and flared and oozing too. Right. And so it really just depends on your child's skin and to really know when you need to be using an ointment or a salve or a moisturizer, um, and what to seal it in with because or like say your lotions, right? Your lotions are the bottom of that moisture totem pole. That's gonna be like everyday regular dry skin. You'll probably never use that for an eczema child just because that's just like everyday moisture unless it's like a good patch of skin. All right, so with that, you always want to do some kind of antibacterial layer first to prevent infections and things like that. So you always want to go with a gentle hypochlorous spray. I really like the active BLDG spray, active skin spray. It's so easy. We have it on hand for all children. It's just really good for cuts, scrapes, all things just to help prevent infection and keep it clean.
Okay.
And then you want to top that with an ointment. So whatever ointment, allergy-friendly ointment that you feel is best for your child. You can even keep it simple, like a tallow, an olive oil, a shea butter. Like just keep it super simple, and then you lock it in with something thicker, like a thicker moisturizer. So like a Tubby Todd thick all over ointment. If it's like a more dryish skin, sometimes that can burn some kids. Or you can lock it in with like a zinc oxide, like your typical baby diaper rash balms with like minimal ingredients. I really like the Badger um, brand for baby zinc oxide diaper rash cream. So that one's really good. So it's all about like layering. You can't just use like one thing. Usually
Okay.
you can even top it all with like an organic castor oil. It's like so thick, but you like the thicker things to help lock in moisture. And then a lot of times, if that skin barrier is super compromised, you just have to be careful to keep it clean at all times. I really think that parents are scared of like bathing and cleaning children every day because of the eczema. You think you're gonna dry it out even more or something, but it's so important to clean the skin and bathe the skin every single day. The key is to keep it short to 5 to 10 minutes and to watch your water source. So if you feel like the baths and showers are drying out your kiddo's skin, then you need to check your home filtration. So it's probably just the hard water that's causing a lot of that. And so you really want to make sure you have like a bath filter or a shower filter on, and that's super helpful to have that. The shower filters, you can do like the Filter Baby shower filter or like an aquasonic one. And then for the bathtub, you can do like like a crystal, like a crystal bath filter, or one of the bath bags, one of the like balls you attach on there. Filter Baby has a filter for the sink too.
Okay.
that not for the bath, but you always want to check that, but you definitely want to be bathing babies, especially here in Texas while we're getting into spring hot. You want
Yeah.
to be bathing every single day, even like a good wipe down at least 5 to 10 minutes only in the bath. And then you want to just pat dry and lock in moisture within 3 minutes. So you're doing your skin routine within 3 minutes while the skin is still nice and damp to like really absorb all your topicals in. And like I said,
Okay.
it's not about topicals, but while we're doing that to help keep the skin happy, we're figuring out
Yeah.
what's going on the inside.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So if you're just joining us and you heard all of the topicals, I will post this whole interview here and on our YouTube channel, and both of those will have links to Revive Chiropractic and Dr. Tran, where you can reach out to get help. She's one of our Natural Health Network members, and so much great information. Thank you so much for joining. I should say that, like I said, you had your own journey, and your son, you can watch her journey. She's shared so much. She's been brave to share it, and you can just watch him heal from just his whole face. And I don't know if it was his whole body, but was just covered in eczema. And now he's a happy, healthy child with no eczema, right?
Yeah, no,
So,
no
yeah.
eczema for the last like 3.5, almost 4 years.
That's
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah.
yeah.
So if you're watching this hoping and praying that you find an answer, you just did. So thank you
Yeah,
so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.